Yo, you too. We is back with another Conversations with Dre
Yes, sir.
podcast. We got the one and only my unk in the building.
Uncle Moo.
You feel me? Yeah, just wait before. Yeah, okay. Before I introduce you, I just want to tell y'all. You know, what I'm saying I'm over here at his house chilling. I came over here to vibe out, baby. You know what I mean? Just just vibe out, baby. You know what we do today?
We today we got up and I got to go see a baby this morning, a newborn baby, and so we after that we went and got some Chinese food,
Mm-hmm.
and the seafood medley was a little questionable. After that, we did a little shopping. So we did some shopping. And I bought some clothes, that was from Kmart, probably 20 years old. I got a good deal on
Man, yeah, we went shopping. Went to the thrift store too. I got me some new pickups. You feel me? Got some sweats, some sweatpants. He got like
them.
three
Still tried
shorts.
on the sweats inside the thrift store.
That's what you're supposed to do, though.
I mean, that's where you try on clothes, though.
That's what you're supposed to do,
They
though.
do what's supposed to.
That's what I'm supposed to do. You feel me? But yeah, I got here yesterday, and I just came down here to hang out. You feel me? And yeah, introduce yourself. Even though, oh yeah, I mean everybody knows who you are, but
Yeah. So good. My name's Dylan Scott, and I'm Draven's uncle, and everybody just calls me Dylan. And today we've been riding around. We've been talking life inside the box.
life inside the box.
Life inside the box. And so we're coming live from inside the box. We stepped outside the box earlier today and hopped into the bubble. And then we walked into several different boxes and got in no trouble. So today, it's just been a day of thinking about
Think about life.
in general and just thinking about how we can quote unquote live outside the box.
Living outside the box. And
Deep stuff.
to describe what he's trying to say or what he's talking about, we're just talking about how we mostly live inside of a box. Like our whole lives. We live inside of a box. Like the house, like for example, living in a house.
It's a
Like
box.
it's a box, bro. Like everything's a box. And it's just, what I'm saying, crazy. It's
School,
crazy.
it's a box.
School is a box.
Work, it's a box. We travel in a car,
It's a box.
it's a box.
Everybody's trying to. I feel like a lot of people try to, try to create this box around you.
And we're trying to be like the escape room and escape the box. So
Mmm.
that's
You feel me?
and we was also talking about this too, is that how we're almost always inside this like state of being of where we're like always trying to get back inside the box. And what's so wild about it is that when we pass away, typically if we're not cremated and we're buried in a
Box.
box. And so there's different levels of this box, and I think it could be a real deep conversation. I just find it to be fascinating. Never really thought about it like that.
Yeah.
And so
It's cool thing. It's a cool thing to think
cool.
about.
yeah,
Cool thing to think about. But yeah, that's what we've been. That's what we was thinking about when we were riding around. Just some cool thoughts for your
yeah.
brain. You feel me?
And I think too, like for me, like something that's interesting is that we actually get the time to spend together and really like enjoy life and try to find ways to enjoy the time that we've been gifted outside of work and outside of school. And Dre said something earlier I thought was really unique. He said that like the creativity is a little bit different when we're in school. And it seems like it would be richer because we're connected with like a group of people, and so there's more people. It seems like there would be more knowledge, and more power. But with that also being said too, is that the school system is set up to be somewhat uniform. And so for people that have creative mindsets, it can be probably challenging for them to remain to be inside the box and be comfortable with that learning situation. It's something that we do in order to get jobs so we can go back into the box.
That's crazy, bro.
And it really is deep.
Yeah, last episode I was talking about how I just now started school and stuff like that, and I feel like people's creativity just goes down when you go back to school. It's just because you get boxed in, and I can't think of no ideas because I'm focused on school. But
But then they say stuff like they'll tell you sometimes like your teachers be like you have to think outside
they got outside the box.
the
But
box.
what are we doing though? Like,
So and I guess the whole thing about it is like when like growing up, I think like the challenge is what we all are faced with is that every single one of us are focused on money and focused on trying to be successful and trying to focus on, I don't want to say status or security or platform, purpose. Every single one of us is set apart and we're like different, but we grow as individuals and we're a lot smarter than we can probably understand, but we've almost dumbed ourselves down a lot because we've been stuck inside this conditioning of
This
being
box.
back inside the box.
like I said,
So
we was just watching
it's deep.
we was just watching a movie about what's it called? Oh, it's called Lucy. Lucy, and it's like about how we only use like 10% of our brains. It's crazy, bro. When you really think about it, like deeper things in like life, it's just crazy to
Infinite wisdom,
infinite wisdom.
infinite understanding. And in the movie, it was wild because the only thing that really stood to be true in the movie was time. That was the only thing that served its purpose. And like for me, like being a Christian, like one of the things I think about is that I always was, so I always will be. That's kind of how I view my life as a Christian and my life with like having a relationship with God. And I think that's another thing too is that like the society that we live in, like although people are being open minded, it's almost taboo or not healthy to talk about faith and to talk about like your beliefs. But it's really strange because like we live in a society that's politically correct where everybody's trying to remove stuff instead of like just being open and really just adding to it and thinking about what we can do.
People aren't really thinking about this stuff though,
No.
cause
Yeah.
it's just
It's evolution.
it's evolution.
Every single one of us are evolving, but
It's
we wake
evolution.
up, we have the basic needs like we all want food, we all want shelter.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, there might be somebody, but I really feel like nobody in high school trying to think about evolution.
No, I don't think so either.
Or think about
Yeah.
evolution. I be thinking about a lot of stuff, but I mean, I might be wrong. I never know. There's
Yeah.
probably somebody like thinking about all types of different stuff.
I think the thing of it is too is that we're always evolving. That's
Every day.
something that's neat. So like,
Every day.
Going like touching back on the faith thing is that some people only believe in evolution, like they won't believe in God. But like for me, like as like a being that can be created, like creative, like I understand there has to be a creator.
Yeah.
And for it to work, for it to make sense, for it to be cohesive. I'm a builder, but I'm really not necessarily like a builder like you would see like someone like building things with their hands, but I can create. And I think that that's what's cool is that in order to be able to be to create, you first had to be created.
Yeah.
And so I think that we can really do a lot of things that's outside the box. Like the movie talked about using more than 10% of the brain.
Yeah.
They said the dolphins could use what, 20%?
Yeah, I think 20%.
Like dolphins were like some of the smartest
20%.
some of the smartest creatures.
That's so crazy how like 10% can like only 10 more percent can like change a lot of stuff.
Yeah, only 10% will be smarter than a dolphin.
That's so crazy, man.
I mean, when the thing about when you think about it, like being as smart as a dolphin, like you don't ever hear anybody say that, man. You quick as a dolphin, man. You slick as a dolphin.
That's crazy.
You smooth as a dolphin.
You smooth as a dolphin, baby.
But on other stuff though, so yeah, I was born in 1985, and so I got to catch like the tail end of the 80s, and then I got to grow up in the 90s, so I was a 90s baby. So the music that I grew up with and the culture that I
Best
grew up
music
with
ever.
was, yes. the music that I got to grow up with was really like alternative and hip hop, and there was also like some country and different things like that, and then a little bit of gospel influence.
He also rap.
So and I did hip hop. So like growing up, like I was really interested in poetry and being creative with words. I like wordplay. I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for you. It's a way for you to be able to express your feelings. And sometimes you can't say things to people that you could actually put on paper. And so I think that is, I think drawing and art, like like pictures and like things like that. I think that those are some of the
it's all form of art, man.
and it's some of the highest forms of art.
Yeah.
Even like recently, like trying to learn how to play the guitar. Like just trying to play the guitar.
Everything's a form of art. Clothes is a form of art.
Clothes is a form of art. Which, man, my man likes to go into thrift stores. My closet looks like a thrift store, like for real. But it looks like more like stuff like because I got some cool stuff. Like don't get me wrong, like I keep a lot of stuff, but it's one of those things where it's like I go in there and it's like I go into the box to try to find some shoes to take outside
Man,
the box.
It's so crazy, man.
But it's really it's cool. So I think that what we're seeing right now, like with how the world's going, is that within another, man, it's just hard to tell. I think that we need to enjoy it while we can, but understand that it's not just it. And I think technology's been beautiful, but at the same time too, I think it's been
a blessing and a curse.
It is a blessing and a curse. I was watching a sermon one time where I think they call it on like the feed, looking at the feed, but it's just like it's like food for the beast, so it's like social media and like all this different stuff that we get attached to, is that it ends up it can be healthy, but it can be damaging too.
It's really just how you take it and how you use it to your advantage.
Like one thing I think that like paying attention to Dre is like being relevant in like a creative world, as far as like social media, is that you're always trying to like, it's about content, more content.
Keep evolving.
And then like but see, then you also like have like some places that you see like bullying and like things like that, where like people are like mistreating like one another, like on Facebook or like Twitter or like different things like that, and really just targeting people, YouTube, whatever platform it may be.
Yeah.
And so, and I think for me, it's like learning to be gracious and like grateful for your fellow brothers and sisters. And so
it's a blessing or a curse.
It's about being.
It's a blessing or a curse. It's just how you use your platform.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. You can use your platform for purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can use your platform for position. And like sometimes in position, you may end up finding your purpose, but if you use your purpose for power in the wrong ways, then that can be damaging.
Yeah.
And so like, I think one thing for me is like looking at things just from moment to moment. It's all linear. It's like just like the movie Time.
Yeah.
What can you do with the time that you have? But if you're burning up all the time, this is like the system.
Time is everything.
It's like if you what a doctor will say, it's good to get how many hours of sleep a night?
8.
8.
8, right?
All right.
What?
How many hours are we in school?
8.
8. All right. And so that means that you're asleep for 8. That you're in school for 8, and then the other 8 you get to do homework. You get to do activities, things like that, different stuff. And so what will you do with your 8? And I think that's what. And I think that's what happens sometimes when people that get sick, is that they end up getting like actually like eaten by the world, because like they're not adjusting to their 8s. They might be sleeping 6 hours instead of 8.
Yeah.
And like in school, if you're giving your best for those 5 out of the 8, then you're gonna see like mid performance.
Yeah.
We live in a world too that also is like perform. It's like performance based, and like entertainers. Like this is something I thought was cool that I checked out the other day. Olympians, when they win something, like what do they win at the end of the Olympics? Like if they're the top one, what do they get?
A trophy.
Yeah, what kind of a trophy?
Man, The one with the with the rings on them. Is that what I'm talking about?
Nah, boy, like in the Olympics.
I really don't know.
Like they give them like like a medallion, like a gold medallion,
Mm.
or like like a silver medallion or a bronze. It's like gold, bronze, silver.
I don't,
So
I've never really been into like
yeah.
Olympics.
The thing about it is like these people spend their whole careers like trying to like really build up on performance and like for and being great. They get a piece of something that's already comes from the earth.
Yeah.
They're just getting a little bit of piece of gold, but
They getting a piece of gold.
another 50 years, like will anybody remember that? So, and I think that's the thing too. It's like I can remember a few Olympians, but not many.
Mm.
And so I think like for the human like standpoint of being alive, like the system got it twisted at some point, because we started looking at like performance and and really giving it our all to make acclimates that really don't last. And like where the trophies normally get put,
on shelves. What?
or in a
in a case
or in a box.
Box. Yeah, case box.
Yeah.
Everything's put in a box.
So it's like it's like you work your whole life for these things that get enclosed back inside a box, like sometimes. But I just find it to be interesting because I've never really thought about it that deep until the last couple of days about this whole box element. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's cool. It's we're getting to experience life on life's terms in real time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people like teenagers, I'm knowing they're probably not even thinking about it.
No.
I mean, probably some, but
no.
It's crazy to think about.
No, I think that like for me, like learning like something that I keep getting that comes back to me is like to learn how to focus on spirituality. But sometimes it's hard to focus on spirituality when you're trapped inside a chaotic world, and everybody's like go 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 go. It's like there's no time to really slow down and enjoy that peace.
Mm-mm.
So if you find a lot of times like in school, I heard like a crazy like statistic the other day about there was like kids in kindergarten like with vapes. Like literally, like kids.
Stop vaping, bro.
Yeah, stop vaping. Yeah, kids in kindergarten like vapes, and then it's like
kindergarten, right? Wait, what?
Yeah, like finding vapes like with like kindergartners, like first graders,
nah, y'all tripping,
having
bro.
vapes.
Y'all tripping.
So it's like we have this like
y'all tripping.
We have an ultra monitored world with not that much monitoring going on.
Yeah.
And I think that there's like for me, like there's a place for like correction and it allows growth, and it's like, I think every single person, either man, woman, or child, needs to have a mentor, somebody that they can look up to, somebody that they can, admire. And I think that that's probably one of the things. It's like, when I look back at it, it's like the reason why I try to go to God first is because I understand that the human, the human, in the physical, can't touch on what I really need in the spiritual.
Mm-mm.
But there's something about the presence of being close to someone.
Yeah.
But if we don't have somebody around us that's really like showing us the way, then we try to fill
our. Yeah, we need somebody to motivate, motivate us and
in the right direction.
Yeah, inspire us.
Yeah, we always stick with the winners.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're gonna have a loss, and sometimes you're gonna feel lost. But it's like we learn to stick with the winners.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was talking about my last episode was separate yourself.
Yeah.
From what I'm saying, just people that don't motivate you or just like people that don't benefit you in any type of way.
Yeah, I don't think that like there's some people that I don't want to say it's about being shallow, but there's some people that can't see past themselves.
Mm-mm.
And like I think that there's like something that like there's a part of us like that needs to be like somewhat selfish for us to be healthy, but but in a healthy manner though.
Yeah.
Not saying like I'm keeping everything back for myself, but actually putting yourself in a position where you can be safe, where you can be comfortable, like in your lane.
Yeah.
And so I think that when we find people that are happy and excited, it's because like they found a way to find peace in their lane. They're not trying to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always like really noticed about your life is that you're striving to do different things and you're focusing on different stuff. Still, it's met with challenges, but you're getting to see like true growth
Yeah.
and you're paying attention to it.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't have that.
It's really,
understanding.
bro. One of the most what am I trying to say? One of the most like important things is like just what's the word, bro? What's the word? 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 Hold up. What's the word? Self reflection, like being self aware. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, that's probably like being self aware of like just your thoughts and being self aware of your flaws, your goals, your losses. Like just being self aware of
It's
like
good to be introspective.
yeah, and being just self aware of your just yeah, being self aware.
Like a little bit, like, and I want to say about this, like for me, like I was a substance abuse addict, and so that's not something that I started with saying, but I was a substance abuse addict, and I started abusing drugs when I was 12 years old, and I would say abusing drugs, but I started using drugs on a regular basis when I was 12, and I didn't stop until I was like 25, 26, and so the thing about being self aware is that there's going to be some things in life that you go through and you're going to try to find a way out of it. And if you don't have somebody in your corner, or if you're not in the pocket of God, and really trying to understand what to do, then
You're going to turn to other things.
yeah, you're going to turn to other things, you're going to get stuck, And so I think the big thing about it is that like being somebody that, and I still consider myself to be very much in recovery and thankful for it. Um, it's just learning to be okay with you, and nobody knows you but you. And I don't know, like a situation that happened like a couple weeks ago. Like I'm a pastor and I pastor a couple different churches, and I've been gifted the ability to speak and preach, and God has allowed me to step into that lane for Him. But there was a young gentleman that he was in his 50s, but he committed suicide not but 3 weeks ago. And he was a pastor in the church. And like we talk about suicide prevention and like mental health awareness, and we talk about all these different things. But one thing that I find to be pretty common is that I don't bump into too many people that actually ask the question, "How are you?"
Mm.
So we have to be introspective, but we also have to be caregivers
Yeah.
because we've been entrusted with a
Yeah.
lot.
You gotta
So
find out. You gotta. There's balance to everything in life. So you just gotta find a balance between
yeah,
being selfish, but like in a good way, and then being aware of other people's. You feel me? And being a caregiver and
just really like learning how to like just live life in a beautiful way.
yeah.
All right, so I got a question. So
All right.
all right, so what's something that you want to do that you've never done?
What's something I want to do that I've never done?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, travel the world.
Travel the world.
Yeah.
I've always thought about one of them was skydive. The only thing about that is that I just don't know. Like
I can't.
I'd like to skydive, but being hooked to somebody, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, I
It's
don't.
kind of strange, but
I don't know. I don't know what thing I want to do that I've never done before. I don't know. I don't know. I'm always.
I know one thing that I'd like to do.
What?
Every single baseball stadium in the country. I'd like to go to every single active Major League Baseball stadium in the country. And next year for the people that are baseball fans, the Field of Dreams game is going to be played in Birmingham. Mm-hmm. It's going to be
You can go that bad boy.
It's going to be the San
up on
Francisco
that
Giants against the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. I think that's the teams.
Probably.
But it's it's
That's unique, bro. Going to every single baseball stadium.
yeah, that's what I would like to do.
I don't know. I just want to travel the world. Just
Yeah.
explore it, like so. It's just
Like a bucket list.
yeah. I don't even got a bucket list for real.
I don't have a bucket list either. Nah, I just really try to tend to like focus on the moment.
Yeah, the present. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I think it's a good thing to have goals and to be goal oriented and to plan and to save and stuff like that. Those are healthy things. But it's like treating each moment, and like really just trying to manage it. But you can't get wrapped up in the moment either, though.
Nothing in life is promised except death.
And taxes,
Taxes, baby.
taxes.
That's what
Yeah,
Kanye said.
I mean taxes. I mean,
nothing
because
life is
that's some real
promised
that's some real stuff too.
except death and taxes, baby.
But what we find in death is actually life. You know, so and I think that that's powerful too, because it's not something that we should fear but embrace. But it's still the unknown.
Yeah,
We don't know what to expect. From moment to moment. You know,
it's crazy.
It's a very interesting ride, and I think that it is rare than we understand as far as life here, especially the way that it's adapted and changed. Now, as far as space,
Mm-hmm.
now I would like to say that the planets and other galaxies, and and even in our galaxy, just really just beaming with life and light.
Yeah.
Um, and you won't hear a lot of people. I don't think that you'll hear a lot of people that are probably. And I don't want to keep going back to say like Christian, but I'm saying this though is that a lot of times because I believe in science, and I respect science, and I still remember being a little boy, and his granddaddy Capall showing me. I got to see the what was it? I got to see the rings around Saturn from the front porch through a telescope. And I got to see the rings around Saturn, and so I mean that's pretty deep, So
Wait, how did you?
telescope.
So it was just there in the sky.
Like he knew where it would be. Like he had a map to where he knew the time of the day.
I think I remember looking at
that
the
it would be
telescope
there.
over there at the house one time, probably.
It was a white telescope. It was nice.
I feel like I looked at
Yeah.
something in the telescope one time.
And I will say something though too that I really don't think the first moon landing ever happened. I mean I'm just saying that. The reason why I don't think that it happened is because out of all the years that we have been knowing about space program, like as far as NASA and what they do, why haven't they sent any more like missions out there? I think there was two. I'm pretty sure there was two moon missions, two man moon missions, but I really don't know if the first one was real.
We will never know.
It's kind of hard to. Red Hot Chili Peppers has the lyrics in that song that space is the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Yeah, that's I can't remember the name of the song, but that's pretty cool.
Space is kind of scary to me.
Oh yeah. It's the
scary,
it's the absence of light until you like get closer to the object.
I'm scared of the ocean too.
I told you about I almost got bit by a shark. I did, for real. I almost got bit by a shark. This is no joke.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah.
I was at Santa Rosa Beach, Destin, Florida. I went out there, broads everywhere in bikinis, everybody just chilling, and it was it was nice. I was looking at the birds, and I wasn't thinking about I thought that the people were beautiful, the scenery was beautiful, the sand was beautiful. And the reason why I'm saying like beautiful, like from the inside out, like it didn't matter how they looked on the outside. Like I had like a real moment of clarity. And the first thing that happened when I stepped on, like into the water, the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, I'm gonna see a shark today. That's the very first thing I thought about. I'm telling you.
I feel like sharks only come out like at nighttime at like beaches.
The first thing I thought about it was like, I'm seeing a shark today, 100%. But I knew it. But I was at peace with it. I felt good.
Why did that cross your mind?
I've been getting information ever since I was a little boy. I mean, I've been getting I just get knowledge sometimes of just stuff that's just random stuff.
Yeah.
And so
You might got that 11%, baby.
yeah, I might be on that 11%. With that being said, when I actually stepped in the water, it was so beautiful. When I was growing up, I was afraid to take my shirt off and stuff like that because, like insecurities. I thought the girls, I wouldn't like the other dudes that was real strong looking, stuff like that. Just a big kid. And so I'd always leave my shirt on, But so, this time as a grown man, I come out there and I take my shirt off. I'm out
Oh,
there in the
yeah.
ocean. I'm not paying
He's
attention
on that timing.
to the people because it's like this is more of a spiritual thing than it is
Yeah.
a physical.
Yeah.
And I step out there and I'm like, I'm gonna see a shark today. All right, so my second time out in the ocean that day, I'm back behind the sandbar. And if you ever walked out into the ocean, you know that it's shallow, and then it gets a little deeper, and then it hits a sandbar, and then it gets a little deeper past that point.
I won't get that far, boy.
But I'm back behind the sandbar, and I'm swimming down. I'm looking at all the the fish, stuff like that,
Yeah.
before I jump in to the ocean, and then all of a sudden when I come up, I'm trying to get the water out of my eyes, and I see this girl, and she said, "Shark, shark," and I looked to my right, and the shark was like 10 feet away from me, like coming my way.
What the heck?
Yeah, and so I forgot that I was behind the sandbar, and I took off running. Next thing I know, my toes clipped the sandbar, and I fell face first in the ocean. And now I'm like throwing my arms around everywhere. I probably look like an injured fish, and the shark's coming towards me. I get out, and the lifeguard's like, "Everybody calm down. It's just a shark. So
It's just a shark.
Yeah, it's just a shark. But I knew I was going to see the shark, and I guess that was something that was.
That was intuition or something like in your, you know what I'm saying? That was your mind telling you,
Oh
you
yeah.
gotta see the shark or
Mhm.
something.
Yep.
Man, when was that? How long ago?
That was not last summer, but the summer before.
Well, my uncle almost got ate by a shark.
We almost got bit by a shark.
Almost got bit by a shark.
Would have been cooler if I did because then I'd be able to see,
Oh,
if
yeah.
I made it through it, I'd be able to show y'all the scars. So, it's like it's not. I don't really have a conversation piece, and then people are like, "You didn't see no shark."
Man,
Like,
yeah,
man, stop playing.
Bruh.
I tell you what I did see though the other day in Sheffield, Alabama. If you're familiar with Sheffield, I saw somebody almost commit vehicular homicide on a grown man. Yeah,
Man, what?
no joke. Yeah, outside of a gas station.
Oh, you can't say no crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything crazy. I don't even know the name of the store. I just know it was outside of a gas station. And this dude was out there, and like he just was like he was hollering, and then I guess this chick was hollering, and she like takes off and she runs over this embankment, and all these dudes outside the gas station, they were like, "Dang!" They were all like freaking out. And then she jumps it right, and so this dude takes off running, and then all of a sudden I can't see him no more. And she's driving straight towards him, so. I made a couple loops around, make
What?
sure that I don't know what
You didn't
happened.
see nothing? Okay.
No, I didn't see nothing.
Shoot.
No. That's just Sheffield for you. So be careful out there if you're in Sheffield, close to Helen Keller. I can't give you the exact spot that it happened, but if you're close to that Jack's, you may want to watch your back. And
Oh,
so,
man,
so that's the thing, and that's another thing. I think it's wild too. It's like you step outside the box to hop into the bubble, and then you end up bumping into crazy people that might get you in trouble. And see, I think that's
That's what I'm
probably
saying. The dude used to rap for real, like for real,
Yeah.
for real, like for real.
yeah.
For real. Like I wish I could like pull up a song or you have in your songs?
No, I don't have any of my songs. No, but I will share a piece of poetry with you that I wrote when I was 15 years old, or that I had written when I was 15 years old.
Man.
It says, "There once was a saying, this shall pass, and through all the good and evil, my friend, it will. But don't let life hold you down too much. You would have to realize it's just the mere illusion of the truth. Blind for the man to see, but blinded even more by evil things, there will be a snake to cross your path. But let it pass from you like the blood in your body, for the soul shall heal. Now at the end, two hearts are paired for the final meal."
Was it 15?
15.
What was going through your head when you was writing that? Like what was your thought
And
process?
it was just like
just like right off the-
it was just right off the top, the way it always is. There's never really been a thought process to my writing. I just jump,
Well, that's
just
how
grab a pen with a paper.
That's how I am with like taking pictures. There's no really thought process. It's just whatever comes
Yeah.
up in my head. It's just like I do it.
I think the thing of it is, I think that some of like our talents,
Mhm.
our talents that we truly have are things that are effortless
Yeah,
for
we don't have
us,
to- we
but
don't
very
have to put on-
challenging for other people.
Yeah.
It's like I can't play the guitar the way a lot of people play the guitar. I had to put a lot of work towards it. but I can put down on paper what a lot of people could never think and make it, in a way where like, man, this is some like profound stuff. You're
Yeah.
like 15 years old coming up with things like that.
That's
but
crazy.
it's just a part of being creative. But
That's like me being 16. It's just
hmm
being creative with
yeah,
taking pictures and stuff like that.
yeah, that's right. And I'm 20. I mean, I'm 21. So I mean, me being 21.
You're not 21.
And, huh?
You're not 21.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh,
You're not 21.
what we doing? I thought we was doing. Look, see, he tripping sometimes. See, well, look, he's lying a little bit. I'm 20. I'm 23 and a half.
Oh, 20.
But
He's 23 and a half.
I'm still at the age where I do the halves. That's how I do. You know what it was like when you was growing up. You didn't want to tell.
Oh no,
anybody.
no, you'd be like
Like you didn't want to tell nobody you was 9.
no. No, you'd be like, yeah, I'm 6 foot and a half.
Yeah, 6 foot and a half.
Yeah, no. It was I'm 5'11" and a half.
5'11" and a half.
So you can be close to that 6 foot.
Close to that 6. And so what they teach us in school, what do we do, kids? We round up. So if you're 5'11" and a half, you're really 6 foot tall.
Exactly.
And if you stand up straight,
You probably 6'2" actually.
probably don't drink milk. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say stay away from milk. And and this is something cool too. And the reason why I'm saying stay away from milk. Now, we grew up. We're supposed to grow up off of our mother's milk, but we drink milk from a cow, which I don't know how good that is. But fun fact, the other day I was looking at some stuff, and they said that roach milk was actually more nutrient rich than cow milk. Yeah. So go ahead and Snopes me on that.
What?
I don't know. Roaches are dirty.
Man, that's crazy.
But also too, for all my people out there that really love eating shrimp, if you make it to this part of the video, like I want you to understand, like shrimp's good, but shrimp is just a roach of the ocean. I mean, it really is. And also too, one thing that everybody always says, like they ask if the shrimp's been deveined. You know what that means if it's been deveined? That just means like
It's alive?
it has the poop been taken out the back of it. Have you ever looked at the shrimp and saw the brown stuff on the top?
Nah, bro.
That's just the shrimp's poop. That's all it is. So you're eating everything.
You're gonna make people not want to eat shrimp.
But think about, all right, all my vegetarians out there. Okay, think about this. I'm just gonna throw this out there. We talk about, because I'm not necessarily a vegetarian, but I like vegetables.
Shout out Ma Dukes.
My Dukes, but for real, the thing about it is though, and like this is just how I've started thinking about life in so many ways. Like, even for us, it's like being at the top of the food chain, we have so much power of what we can really do. We can do so much, and so I think about the vegetables. When I go buy vegetables, because I like eating vegetables, I love vegetables.
He loves some vegetables.
But the thing about it is, if they're not grown. If they're not grown like organically or in a hot house, that means that they're being grown outside like the way that they should be. But people, what do they do? What do they do when they clear fields out? You see the big tractors, clearing, fields, planting. And you know how many ground squirrels and how many, rabbits and stuff are out there, animals and life that gets taken away in the process of it. So, like I say all of that to say this, it's like, in order to sustain our life, we have to take life. But in order to create life, we have to be
it's a cycle of life.
It's a cycle of life, So it's like this give and take.
It's a cycle of life.
And we're trying to find balance in it. I still remember one of the first times I had an aloe plant, or my mom had an aloe. Have you ever used aloe vera? For my people out there to get sunburned, you know what I'm talking about. Aloe vera, you take the plant.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But you break the leaf.
Yeah.
You break the leaf, and then the leaf, and then
why you have one of those?
You break. Well, I have one at the house. You break the leaf, and then it starts to bleed.
Yeah.
It's got this white stuff just coming out of it. And you would take that stuff and you would just rub it on your sunburn, and that was the best stuff. It was the best stuff. It was the best. But But the plant was so hurt though, man.
Wait, did Capo give you what?
No, he had it in his bedroom. That's right. Look, he had it in his bedroom. I remember it now. He had it in his bedroom, and I remember breaking the plant, and I wanted to cry, because I knew I hurt the plant. And so
That's how my mom be. She's very,
you know,
because she
but
loves
that's
plants.
deep. You know that we're not even supposed to like. You know that when we touch a plant, that we can cause the plant to
Cause
become sick.
they're like living, bro.
Yeah, they're living things.
They're like they're gone. You know what feel me?
We need the trees to have oxygen. But I will still say this though, like there must be a lot of trees that put off oxygen because I used to work in the desert and I was breathing pretty good out there.
Yeah,
With no trees.
He used to live in
Nevada.
Nevada.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Fun fact about Nevada is that, and this is not the same now, but when I was, 21, they had their phone book. Phone book was like this thick. I mean, just like huge. And about that much of it was nothing but like escort and call girl services. For real. When they say Sin City,
What is a call girl service?
yeah, it's like, it's like escort service. It's for like, trying to spend some time with somebody. It's no different from how it is today. People like, Facebook. You have dating apps, and then you have how many of those apps are out there? Like, ain't no telling how many apps.
A lot.
Right.
I mean,
Crazy.
if you really think about it, Instagram and Facebook, it's kind of like a dating app. It's kind of like a dating app already, like Facebook and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, and it can get you in trouble too.
Get you in trouble.
Look, as quick as Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and all the other stuff that they've got going, as quick as it can be knowledge, it can also be,
it's a blessing.
yeah,
And a curse.
and a curse.
You know what I'm saying? Everything's blessing and a curse.
Okay, so it's like, like you can find power in it.
There's pros and cons to everything. Like, there's pros and cons to everything.
Is it all right? But what I'm gonna say though, like, are we leaning closer to purity, or are we leaning closer to poison? And that's just something that psychologically, like, that we got to understand is like, which one are we picking? Because like straddling the fence as, growing people, we might not, we don't always know what to do because sometimes we want to live on the wild side. We don't always want to eat good. I want to eat bad sometimes, I like going and getting them white powdered
It tastes
donuts.
good.
It tastes great.
It's great.
I take them six powdered donuts and just slam them.
Boy, we went to the gas station yesterday. Yeah, it was just you know what I'm saying? He picked me up, me, him, and my cousin Jackson, his son.
Mm-hmm.
We went to go out to eat. You feel me? Went to some Mexican restaurant.
Had street tacos.
Had some street tacos. I got that quesadilla with that steak, baby. Jackson got, I don't know what, he got some strip. I don't know. But, you know what I'm saying? We ate and everything. Dropped him off.
He got chimichanga, I think. Didn't he get chimichanga?
He got chimichangas with like shrimp or something like that. But
Road to the ocean.
yeah, we get done. We leave. We drop him off, and then we're on the way back over here. And we stopped by the gas station. Bro, we walk in the gas station, and this man comes out with a pack of powdered donuts. Out of everything in the gas station,
Yeah.
you get a pack of powdered donuts.
Powdered donuts. Yeah.
What's your thought process on that?
Man, my thought process on that is like, man, it's nothing better than putting something, that's like moist and daggum like soft in your mouth, and daggum just like, like a powdered donut's like so good, you know what I mean?
I don't think that's the way to describe it.
Yeah, no, but it's moist and soft, man, and it's got white dust all over it. I mean, it's powdered donuts. That's how it is. It's like you're eating a cloud. It's like you're eating a cloud of like goodness. Is that a better way to describe it?
I think that's worse, son.
Is it? Yeah. No, it's like eating
No,
I'm
it's
drinking
just
Deer Park right now.
worse water.
Like sometimes, yeah, I'm not, but I like drinking Fiji water sometimes too. Fiji water.
That's bad too.
Soft water.
That's bad
It's got
too.
that soft water.
That's bad
Like
too.
it's soft water. One time I was locked up in the county jail, right?
Dude,
So
this dude got some.
So look,
Man, you got a lot of life. You got a lot of
Yeah.
life experience.
I was locked up. My last time. I've been locked up a few different times, but the last time that I was locked
This
up.
is not him trying to act cool either.
No, it's not cool. No, it's terrible. It's terrible. This is before I got my life turned around.
This is
all
just
that
no
good
life
stuff.
experiences.
This is just life experiences. But I can tell you something. I know the difference in good tasting water and bad tasting water, because the last time that I was in the county jail for a couple months, I practically lived off of shower water for about a solid month and a half. Because you have all these inmates in there, and so, in a pod you should have probably no more than really 15, 16 inmates. But I was in a pod that had like 32. And so, you do what you do, and they'll bring out like this tub of like water at nighttime, and they'll set it down, and everybody will flock to it, and then it's gone.
You
And
got me the
so
first one.
I literally I drank shower water for a month and a half,
Bro.
and I lost like 20 something pounds in that time. But I say that is that's a hard type of water. You know, it's like it's hard to drink. Stuff like Fiji water and stuff like what's the other one? Avion, Avion.
This is all different types of different waters.
Yeah, but but it's nice to have soft waters.
Yeah,
like,
bro. If you're having a bad if you're having a bad day,
Yeah.
just be grateful you're not in no jail cell.
Yeah,
Alright.
for real, for real. Yeah, seriously. That's a whole nother world in itself. That's a whole different type of box.
To be honest, school and jail is the same thing, kind of. In my opinion, kind of a little bit, baby.
Definitely it conditions.
It got similarities. You know what I'm saying? It got better food, but
different leverage. You're able to get to go. Home.
yeah.
But
you're still like you know what I'm saying, in a box.
Yeah, but I can say this though, like one of the first times that I second or third time that I was locked up. There was like the third time that I was locked up, like I would be inside, and then there would be people that would do, would do weekends.
What do you mean?
They was court ordered to do weekend stays, so they'd be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and
You
they'd
could do that?
yeah, and then they would be released Monday morning, but they spent their weekends in jail.
I never did that.
Yeah, seriously, that's how I had it set up, and so it's like I felt bad for them, but it kind of
man.
made me feel better about my situation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that we live and we learn. All different types of stuff.
Yeah, he's changed a lot. He's changed a lot.
100%.
But I got a question. I want you to like I don't know who's watching this video, but you got any like advice on like, you know what I'm saying, people doing like dumb crap? Cause he's been through a lot of stuff, like a lot. So I guess my question is just like asking, you got any advice on like, just I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Not how to fall like into peer pressure, and it's just not to do like dumb stuff, bro.
Yeah, I got some advice for you, and this is huge. The first and foremost is that you're enough, and that you are loved, and that you are beautiful. I think that those are like the three things that kind of get us jammed up growing up with people and having like friends and peer pressure. Is that we end up meeting people and we meet them like in their insecurities and securities, and so sometimes people that are really insecure, it'll be easier for them to be peer pressured sometimes because they don't feel like they're adequate. So I think that if you got a friend that's using drugs or drinking alcohol or skipping school or like not paying attention, things like that, I think that you should check on them, first of all. And also too, it's like some of the closest people that you're around are the ones that will get you hurt. So it's okay. It's okay
Facts.
to be in your own lane. It's okay to say no. There's a lot of people that won't say no to drugs just because they think that that's how people fall.
They need to
do it. They fall
Like, they
to
have
like
to.
peer pressure.
Yeah.
Another thing too, I think that people struggle with is like the whole thing with like growing up with trying to have a girlfriend, trying to have a boyfriend, because you hear about certain this chick's fast or this guy's fast. But say you take somebody that's like a good dude, like fast, meaning like they're ready to take it instead of first base, they're trying to take it to home plate. So if you're messing with somebody that's living a fast life,
that home plate ain't getting married, baby.
like you could be involved with somebody for one reason and it turns into a whole nother situation.
Change your whole life.
I remember being a younger kid, no names to mention, but I was 15 years old and I had friends that, they were up to no good, at times. And there was these two particular friends. I won't mention any names, and like they already
no mention on the conversation with Dre.
So and they got their punishment, and so like because there's accountability, and I think that that's it too, is that you can't think that you're above the law. Something about being young is that you think that you're untouchable, and that you're just gonna live forever, and that's like that's false. There's the saying is youth is wasted on the young, because by the time you get old enough to know better, you're already getting older, and that's kind of tough. But I had these two friends, and one day I was riding around with them, and we was just riding around listening to music. They was like, "Hey, we know this house that's nobody's home, and we're gonna go into it. We're gonna go get some jewelry, and whatever." And they was like, "Are you gonna come with us, Dylan?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not. You can just drop me off, at this restaurant." I said, "Because I don't want no parts in it." And they started clowning on me. They was
Yeah.
laughing at me because I didn't want to be a part of what they was doing.
Yeah.
And so I sat there, and I could still remember, like, at that point, even at 15, like, I was like, I prayed, like, I prayed for them. And I didn't know if they was going to get in trouble or not. And, they end up, coming back, and they're, like, trying to floss on me, showing the jewelry that they got, showing the medications that they got. And they was, like, happy about this act. I stopped hanging out with them, and it wasn't but maybe 6 months later that one of them robbed a lady at gunpoint at Walmart. Because it just escalated that fast. I say another thing too that you have to be careful with is that when you're growing up as a kid, like, you want to focus on, like, it's good to focus on good things. Like, too many people get focused on the bad things. Like, you are what you invite in, and so if your intake into the dark world is more so than the bright light, of God's goodness, then you're going to be dark. And it just is what it is. Like, there's going to be a darkness about you. Like, you watch something, that's what you become. But the teachers will tell you, or your parents will say you are what you eat. Eat your vegetables because the vegetables are good.
Yeah, or you become who you hang around.
Who you're around. And so I guess if I could give any advice is like,
so you gotta separate yourself.
The first thing, really, and it's so cliche. And the kicker of it is nobody ever will really listen to this until, like, they have their own experience. Is that the kicker of it is that for this is that it's not a cliche. Say no to drugs, stay in school. Be active, get activated. Accelerate, achieve. I believe in affirmations, and I think that if you don't have somebody that's showing you the way on that, then you can kind of get lost in that, that other world. So that's just kind of how I feel about it, is that you have a choice.
You got a choice, bro.
Yeah, you don't have to, you don't have to fall victim to, the chaotic world. You can be better and braver, and not everybody's got a mom to talk to, though. Not everybody's got a dad to talk to. And so I think that that's one thing too, is that, there's some people, they don't have family.
Yeah.
And so, the younger generation, like, for those people that don't have people, you just got to try to influence the best you can. But at the end of the day, it's on them.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So, man.
It's deep convos, man.
Deep convos, bro. You know how?
Always deep convos.
That's what I'm talking about. Look, every time I record, it's like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Bro, and then when you, like, I said in the last episode, I was like, when I talk, and then it's like, I feel like I haven't even really said anything, and it's not even 50 minutes. I feel like I feel like we should not started.
Does that mean I talk too much?
I mean, no, that's the whole point.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's the whole point. Yeah, I wanted to let you, give people advice about doing dumb things, because, I mean, that's just, I didn't ask them for no reason. You feel me?
Yeah. I'll say this too, is like, look, I know if you don't think church is cool, that's cool, whatever. I mean, you're entitled to how you feel. But I would say this: if you can get plugged into a good church of people that love you, that will uphold you, it'll go so far.
Yeah.
And once again, those are things that a lot of people don't learn until they're, older in it. So yeah. But y'all are faced with a lot of stuff, though, man. I mean, it's different. You growing up.
A lot of things, man. A lot of things. A lot of things. But my phone's at 20%.
It's at 20%.
That's what I talk.
I just want to say this, like, get outside the box.
Get outside the box. Get outside the box. Think outside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, who knows? We might have, it might be a little bit, but we may have, somebody else come on the podcast.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have I still need to get I got a lot of people I want to get on.
Yeah.
I've only had Cade, and then you're the second guest. So,
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? Congratulations, second
guest
guest,
on it,
baby.
and so
Second guest,
you
and
know.
everybody's wanting. Y'all like? I mean, I'm already knowing people gonna like. What the heck? Oh, okay. I was tripping. I thought my hand was like being slow. Okay, I gotta probably end this because the phone's tripping. I think, but
Nah, you just touching into the spiritual.
huh? What?
Touching into the spiritual.
I told you what? I don't know. I was tripping for a second,
Nah,
but
you feeling the spiritual.
But yeah, you the second, you the second guest. So I don't know who I'm gonna have on next, but this episode, yeah, hope y'all like it. It was like a lot of deep conversations, You feel me? So,
Yeah. Convo with kinfolk.
you know what I'm saying?
Stay
Yeah.
up, but we being broke.
Oh, yeah.
But we trying to get elevated though.
We trying to get
We're trying to
elevated.
get elevated. And so I don't know, I think did Jelly say that he was gonna try to hop on one of these podcasts?
Who?
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows who's gonna come up in the future on these podcasts? we never know. Look.
Tupac, Mike. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
The hologram. If y'all look, I'm gonna tell y'all what. If y'all focus on building that up, we might be able to do a Tupac.
That's what I'm saying. Like, or like anybody for real. Like, actually being serious. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. It's just
Whoever.
bro. Whoever. But yeah, this is Conversation with Dre. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Any last words?
Hey man, I love you. God bless. Stay true to yourself, and I love you.
Alright. We out. Gang, you know what I'm saying?